Welcome, I'm SD Kelley. Did you know you can make a wreath exactly like this one or very similar using only Dollar Tree products? I can't wait to show you how I made this, so I hope you'll keep watching to see what I used. You won't believe it, but I used a bathtub sponge that I took apart, and I got this beautiful lavender and white Pixar material that I could blend into this wreath, and it just makes it look really so nice for Halloween. To see more of my DIY videos, take a second to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified every time that I upload something new. Also, you can follow me and tag me with related content on Instagram. My profile name there is Saggycat, after a sweet cat named Sagittarius. A good way to start this project off is to pick up one of these large wreath frames from the Dollar Tree and to also pick up two feathery boas from the child's costume section. I chose white as my background because I want the different colors to pop out on here, and I'm just attaching it with some pipe cleaners at every rung that you see going across and in between them. I'm going around the outer ring, and I'll do a feathery boa on the inner ring. Now the outside ring, the boa won't reach all the way around, not typically the size that we have at the Dollar Tree, but the inside one will have excess left over that can be used to fill in that gap. However, I'm going to leave that mostly open on the outside so that I can attach a large bow to it more easily at the end of this project, and I can see where I want everything to line up. And also keep in mind where the bars are on this wreath so that you'll know where you would like the top to be and how you would want everything to line up. In some cases it doesn't really matter where those bars are that go across the rings, but sometimes you may want them positioned a certain way depending on where you're planning to go with this project. In my case, I wanted them a certain way because of the things I plan to attach to the wreath later in case I need those boards for support. I'm cutting along the width of this Dollar Tree creepy cloth, and I want the strips to be about 4 to 5 inches wide and 24 inches long. Here I just folded the gauze piece in on itself, and it's about 6 inches wide across. It doesn't really have to be perfect or anything. And I'm taking these burlap ribbon pieces here, and I'm taking 3 of them. They're each about 6 inches long, and I'm going to fold them in the middle lengthwise and then cut from the fold upward to create a fishtail end on them. I'm taking the burlap pieces and I'm twisting them and pinching them in the middle, and then I'm just taking a pipe cleaner and tying them together. And then I'll be twisting them onto this piece of gauze. And I'm doing this as tightly as I can so that they're not too fluffy or bulky or floppy. Then once I've twisted it to where the center is good and tight, I can then go and fluff out the outer sides. I made 3 of these for this wreath. I like to use the scarves from Dollar Tree that have the different holiday symbols on them for doing my wreaths. And I'm taking this one scarf and I'm cutting it into 3 pieces of about 18 inches each. And then I'm taking one of these bath sponges, and if you cut the rope off the end, you have these loops that can come unraveled. You probably will only need one for this particular project at the most. To fold this 18-inch piece of scarf in on itself, I'm folding it in at the end about 2.5 inches, and then over about 4 inches, and then folding it over again to where the end ends up just a little over the center. And then I'm doing about the same with this piece of bath sponge. I pinch it all together in the middle, and then I take a piece of pipe cleaner and then twist it around the center. And then I just do some fluffing out to get an idea of where it's going. But there'll be a lot of fluffing and refluffing, and then fluffing some more after the project is finished afterwards. But I like to get an idea of how things are going to turn out beforehand. For the finishing touch, I'm going to add one of these rhinestone spider rings that you can get from the Dollar Tree in a package of 10. And they have an open back so that they fit different sizes of fingers, which work out perfectly. So they basically clamp right on. And I also made 3 of those, and I made 3 more in different colors. Here I'm just taking about 18 inches of this black polka dot burlap ribbon, and I'm folding it in on itself, similar to how I did the bath sponges and pieces of scarves. I'm twisting and pinching it as tight as I can in the middle and using a pipe cleaner to hold it all in place. I'm taking this orange and gold sparkling mesh in a piece that's about 18 inches long, and I'm folding it in on thirds of itself. Then I'm pinching it down through the middle, and then I'll be putting this on the back of this burlap black polka dot ribbon. It may not really matter, but I try to be selective in the colors of pipe cleaners that I use in case they do show. However, sometimes I can only use just what I have on hand, and this green will work out fine if it does show it. I'm adding another layer of this mesh onto the back. I want this particular bow to be extra poofy, and I'll be making 2 of these for this wreath. I lined up everything how I wanted to place them on the wreath on this large wooden platter so I could just follow this pattern. I'll be using the 2 middle rings of the wreath to stabilize and hold these bows into place. If you think there's a chance you may want to go back and change things around, then I would leave the back side with the pipe cleaners sticking out so that you can locate where they're tied on. When everything is on here how you want it, then you can go back and then just tuck in the pipe cleaners, and the feathers should conceal them for the most part. I'll leave open the area that I had determined in the beginning to leave open because that's where I'll be putting my off-centered bow as a finishing touch. The LED candle in this little lantern will pop right out, but you kind of have to manipulate the panels in this lantern to get it to move. And I replaced it with a timed LED candle, and I'll put the links to where I got these. I got them on Amazon, but I don't know where else you could get them. If you know, leave me a comment below. I would like to pass that information on in future videos. I'm using more pipe cleaner to attach the lantern on, kind of slanted at one of these off-centered bars. And now it's time to make the largest but final bow of this wreath. So I have a pattern that I follow pretty much when I make these bows, and I like to start from the front and work my way back. I'll take a wire or string, in this case it'll be a pipe cleaner, and I'll twist and tie each section off. And I'm going to start with the front. I'm going to use this white mesh from the bat sponge first. At the top, I'll put an iCard from my bow tutorial video, and when I do that, it'll automatically put a link in the description below if you want to wait till the end of this video to check it out. I wanted this bow to be very poofy and free and wild, so I'm just cutting some of the loops out, not all, but just some to add some more volume to this bow. I want this bow to be a little bit over the top, a little bit wild, so I'm going to be using this natural raffia, but I also want the bow to coordinate with the wreath, so I'll also be using some of the same materials that I used to make the wreath. I was running out of pipe cleaner, so along with the raffia, I added another pipe cleaner and tied it on. So I'll have more room to add more materials, but also be able to tie it onto the wreath frame. For the orange mesh bow tail, I'm making a small loop at the top before tying it on, so I have different hanging options. And also, this way, the tails will point downward. And now it's time to tie the bow on that empty space that I left over to the bottom side of the wreath. When I was happy with the way that the wreath was looking, I went ahead and tucked in all the ends of the pipe cleaner on the back to conceal them underneath the feathers. I'm looping one bath sponge loop through the top, and this will be where the wreath hangs. Normally the witch hat headbands that you can get at Dollar Tree come apart pretty easily, and then you should have a separate headband to use for another project that you might make for somebody else, or at least be able to donate that piece to Goodwill. And I'm just setting the witch's hat right in this wreath, and I'm taking some stems that I had taped together with some black tape and curled them, and these were flower stems from where I had cut these Gothic flowers off of them to make this gorgeous Halloween garland last year. And I'll put an iCard link at the top, which will also put a link in the description below to that. Just keep in mind that some of my earlier videos, well, you'll see what I mean, but I think I've come a long way since then. Anyway, I like how these stems just set in there, and I'll also use the stems to hold the witch's hat in there, so I didn't have to use any glue at all for this project. I actually think this is good use of those extra floral stems, the way that I curled them and taped them together at different layers that make this wicked little tree. I like the way it's kind of sprouting outward next to the witch's hat and lantern that gives this wreath almost a magical like quality. If you like the way this turned out, I hope you'll like, comment on, and share this video with everyone that you know. Once again, I am SD Kelley, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and give it a big thumbs up if you did. Also, I hope you will subscribe to my channel because I have many more great ideas to share with you. If you're interested in following me on social media or contacting me, I'll put those links in the description below. I thank you for watching, and bye for now.